I record. I'm going to pull up the waiting room here. Okay, awesome. Welcome, you guys. So I'm excited for you guys just to hear a little bit more about what it is that we do as coaches, how we got started, but also how we build this business, even though we live very full lives. Because I don't think that anyone comes into this business with like an empty plate. I think that we attract women who are ambitious, women who are like motivated, who, are willing to take on more because that's just their personality. So you will very rarely find someone come in here who's like, oh, I've got all the time in the world to work this business. That's not true. We are all living very, very full lives. We wear many different hats, but that should never be a reason why you can't join us because there's so many leaders on our team who have seen incredible success while living very, very full lives. So my name is Megan. I am one of the top coaches in Canada, along with Allie, who's not here yet, but she will be coming. So if you're like, where's Allie? She invited me. She will be here. She's just running a little bit late. But I'm just going to share a little bit about my story just so you can get sort of an understanding of where I came from and who I am. So I am a wife, I am a mom of four, and I'm a registered nurse. And I've been a coach for 6 years now. So when I started this business, I was working almost full-time hours as a nurse. I had very little kids. They were all like 5 and under, 6 and under, like they were very, very young. And I was also solo parenting. So my husband was working out west on the pipeline. So I was alone for 3 months at a time. And then he would come home for 4 weeks and then he would be gone again for 3 months. And we did that for a couple of years. And like, who in their right minds takes on a business opportunity with all of that going on in their lives? Well, I did, because it actually started to fill a bit of a void that I had. I was lonely. Like, I had a full plate. I had so much on the go, working a lot, taking care of our young little children, keeping a house going. But I was so lonely and I was feeling very disconnected from life itself. And I felt like I was only a mom or I was only a nurse and I had nothing else. And I had started to use the products from Beachbody. So I had started to drink Shakeology because I was at a very unhealthy place. I didn't have weight to lose. I was actually like kind of skinny fat, is what they would say. But I was just very unhealthy. I was surviving off of grilled cheese crusts, reheated coffee, and then like heaping scoops of ice cream at the end of the day to sort of reward myself for getting through the day and surviving. And that's sort of what my life looked like prior to all of this. And so I just started slowly changing my own habits using the products from Beachbody. And then, of course, the more and more I learned about this, the more I realized like, I love this. Like, I feel so good. And this has been something very simple that I've been able to incorporate into my life. Why isn't everyone doing this? Like, why are there people out there who are living unhealthy, unhappy, unfulfilling lives when I feel like I had this secret, like I had this like gift sitting right in front of me? And I just felt very, very called to share that with as many women as I could because I believe in it so much. And still to this day, I wake up every morning and I'm like, people need this. They might not even know it. I might not even know why they know it, why they need it, but I do believe that everyone needs this opportunity in their life because it can 100% change them. Okay, Allie's jumping on now. Okay, so I dove into the business. And the thing is, this business is actually very, very simple. Most women just tend to overcomplicate it because they think that in order to build, say, a six-figure business, it's got to be something really complicated, and it has to like be super intense and just over the top, right? That's what we tell ourselves. When in reality, our job as coaches is to work out, to eat healthy, and to be an example and to start sharing that with others. That is our job. That is it in a nutshell, what we do. And we think, okay, there's got to be way more to it than that. And of course, there are some other like nitty gritty details, but essentially, that is how you begin to build this business. So if you have a desire and a passion for not only working on yourself, but paying that forward and helping other women, then this is hands down an opportunity that you want to take advantage of, and definitely sort of look into and have a conversation with whoever invited you into this, because it can 100% change you. Now, like I said, I was living a very full life when I joined. So how did I make this work? How did I work this business? Because some of you are probably thinking like, I don't even have time to like have a shower, let alone start building a business on top of everything that I have. And what I want to tell you is that you actually do have time. I think that when we start to look at where our priorities are going and the things that we're spending time on, you have to ask yourself, are those things in alignment with how I want to feel? And are they in alignment with where I want my life to go? And the reality TV that I was consuming on a weekly basis was definitely not moving me in the direction that I wanted to go. So that was the first thing that I sort of was like, all right, I suppose I don't need to see who the new bachelorette is. Like life will go on. I don't need to see, who's sleeping with who and all the drama that comes with the bachelorette. Like, I'll be okay. So I gave up reality TV in the evening. And as soon as my kids went to bed and I finally got them all tucked in, I stopped having that heaping bowl of ice cream. And instead, I got online and I connected with other women and I shared my story and I found healthy recipes. And I just started reaching out to women who I knew that I felt like needed this in their lives. And I connected with the team that I was part of, because all of you will be joining a team. And I started chatting with them, and we would like stay up late talking online with one another. And it started to just be so fun that is what I wanted to do at night after my kids went to bed. I didn't even want to watch the reality TV in the evening anymore. And then as I started getting in more into the business, there was more things that I needed to do. My inbox started to slowly fill up with messages, and I decided to start getting up earlier. And nobody really wants to hear that that's the answer to building a successful business. But I promise you, if you want to see success in any area of your life, I think that getting up early before your children will change your life. So that's what I started doing. Is I got up before the baby, I got up before the toddlers, and I worked this business as much as I could before they started their day. And I was able to accomplish quite a bit. And then I also used my breaks. So I'm a registered nurse, so I would get a couple breaks sometimes during a 12-hour shift. So I would always bring my computer with me. I brought my laptop, I stuck it in my book bag. And during breaks, instead of sitting in the nurse's lounge, gossiping and complaining, or sitting and scrolling my phone mindlessly until my break was over, I decided to stay out of the nurse's lounge, go straight to the cafeteria. I pulled out my laptop and I got to work on my lunch break. So I ate and I answered messages and I shared my story and I connected with other women. And I used those pockets of time instead of like, really, what else was I going to do on my break? Nothing fulfilling. And again, nothing that was going to lead me to the life that I wanted to create. So I was willing to make those sacrifices. I was willing to get up early. I was willing to not watch The Bachelorette anymore. And I was willing to use my break time in order to build this business, because I saw what it could do for me. And I also knew that, the life that I wanted for myself and for my kids, it wasn't going to happen doing what we were doing. I was already at the top of the pay scale as a nurse. My husband at that time was making as much money as he was going to be making. But there was so much more we wanted to do with our life. And I kept thinking, like, well, how are we ever going to get there? Like, how we're both adults now. Like, this is real freaking life. And is this just like our cap? Like, have we reached our potential? Is this it? And it did not sit well with me. And it would actually keep me awake at night thinking, like, this sucks. Like, yes, I have everything I want, but holy shit, there's a lot more that I want in life. And that is why I was so willing to make those sacrifices so that I could get the life that I wanted to be living. And 6 years later, am I where I want to go? No. Do we ever get there? Probably not, because we keep setting a higher level for ourselves. But trust me, I've gotten to a place where I'm like blown away. I'm sitting in like my dream kitchen that I never imagined I would be able to renovate. I work 3 to 4 shifts a month as a nurse only because I actually love being a nurse, not because we need the money. So things can totally change and transform in your life, but you have to be willing to make some sacrifices, and you have to just be willing to go for it and open your eyes up to just a completely different way of like living your life essentially. Okay, I'm going to get off my high horse there and I'm going to pass it off to Allie, who has arrived home, and she's going to share a little bit about her story.
Thank you. I think I got home at the right time. Oh my Lord. I was like burning on the highway, like, gotta get there. Of course, of all days, like my appointment, normally I would be home in time, but today it's like everything was extra slow in there. But it's all good. Hi, guys. So, welcome to our call. Thank you, Megan, for kicking it off. A lot of Megan's stuff is similar to mine, but we also have a lot of differences too in why we started. So I started when I was on mat leave, and I had another job. So I was on mat leave from that. I had a fitness background, always loved working out. I was actually contemplating becoming a personal trainer because I didn't like working the office job. That just wasn't for me. Like 9 to 5, Monday to Friday was like, nah. Like I kept thinking, this is it. Like this is my life. I just have to look forward to Fridays. I live for the weekends, maybe one vacation a year, if that, and sitting at a desk all day. And not to like down that for anyone else, but it just wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't what I envisioned for my life. But I actually didn't really know what I did envision for it. I just knew what I didn't want, and I didn't feel right. So when I was on mat leave, I remember, I think Leo was about 5 months old, and I was thinking, what am I going to do after mat leave when I have to go back? It's like the realization hit that, like, this is real. I have 2 kids now. I have a job that I'm earning just like paycheck to paycheck. We were surviving off credit cards. And I didn't have passion for my work. And I was like, is this going to be it? I'm going to leave both my kids all day to go to a job that I don't even like, to earn money that pays my bills, and I don't even get to like have fun and enjoy my life. Like I want to be able to go out and get lashes and get my nails done and go on 3 or 4 trips a year if I wanted to, without having that fight about money. Like I remember coming in the door from Winners, I love Winners, and hiding my bags of like stashing them away so Chris wouldn't even see it. I'm like, I don't want to live like that. Like I want to be financially independent. Like it's my money, that I can stand on my own 2 feet no matter what happened. So I was on that leave, and I was thinking maybe I'm going to be a personal trainer or go back to school and get another degree, but I didn't have the money to do it. And honestly, like personal training, from the people I've talked to, it just wasn't exactly it. I knew I wanted to do something with fitness, but personal training is a big time commitment from what I've heard, with the one-on-one clients, and a lot of time that you put in for not that big of a payout. So then I was just scrolling online and saw a post from my coach, who I didn't know at the time, about earning money while working out at home. I had no idea what this was. I had never done a challenge group before. And I was like, what do I have to lose? You know, like, let's go, sign me up. I really just kind of like was so ready for a change that that's how I went into it. I was like, I'll just learn as I go. If she can do it, why can't I? Because you don't need to have a fitness background. You don't need to be a nutritionist. We have all that stuff created for us by professionals. Our workout programs, our nutrition plans are like hands down the best, and they're created by the best. So we don't have to do that. So I just had to show up for my own fitness journey, commit to that. And I had 20 pounds to lose at the time. I did not have abs or a perfect beach body or whatever you think a beach body needs to look like. I had weight to lose, but I had goals, and I knew, I was like, I'm just going to commit to this and go all in with my own journey and see what happens. It was like day 5, and I was like, this is exactly what I needed and what everybody around me needs, because I didn't know what it was before. And I was such a gym goer. I thought that was the only way to see results. So when I started working out at home, it was half an hour a day. I could do it when the kids napped. And then I was getting it done and I could log in and connect with all these women online. It was, I called it like my little ray of sunshine in the day. I was like, I get to actually like have adult talk and be surrounded by women. And I remember on a Saturday night, Chris was like, "Do you care if I go play poker with the guys?" I was like, "No, you go. That's fine." I poured a glass of wine and started working. I didn't turn on the TV or a movie. I was like, I wanted to work. Like Megan said, like, yes, you sacrifice in the beginning your time of like Netflix and things like that. But I grew to love that time. And now, like, I love logging in at night and we'll do like an open virtual office sometimes. And me and the team will just work together. Like, we bounce ideas off each other. We do this together. It's fun. And I've never been able to say that I love my job, but it's very cool when you can say, like, I love this work and I get to help people do it. And like, things started happening as I started growing. And when you love what you do, the rest just starts snowballing. So I was seeing results. I was sharing with other people because I legit was like, why isn't everybody doing this? Like, and then when I started talking like that to people and online, people were like drawn to me, like, what are you doing? I want to do it too. So you start growing. And I started growing a team, which I never thought that would be me in the beginning, but it just started naturally happening. And now I have this huge team, and we're like some of my closest friends I've met through this business. It's insane. My life before, living off credit cards, like we don't have credit card debt. Me and Chris used to fight almost every day about finances and why did you transfer this amount of money to here? And where is this money? And what are you spending it on? Like, now I earn more than he does, and I get to do it from home, and I get to get my kids off the bus every day, take them to dance. I get to work on my terms and set my hours and go shopping in the afternoon if I want to. But you know what? I hustle too. It's not a get rich quick. It's not all just like, oh, I'll just work and go shopping whenever I want. It's I work and then, yes, I go shopping when I want, but I get my work done. And when you love what you do, it makes it a lot easier to show up for it. So I think that's all I'm covering right now, right?
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to pass it over to Megan, who is actually, she is a brand spanking new coach. Like within just a couple weeks, she has joined us. And I think that it will be just a really great perspective because of course, Allie and I have been here for many years. So our story, is different and it might not relate to you as much, but I think hearing from somebody who's just so new to this will be really inspiring. So thanks, Megan. I'm going to pass it over to you. You'll just have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi. Thanks. Thanks so much for bringing me in on this. So much of what you guys, especially you, Megan, were saying about having it all. And despite that, kind of feeling like something was missing in my life. I won't like go deeply into it because A, I don't have time, and B, you guys don't have time either. But long story short, just found myself in a place like with two babies, running a business from home, a home daycare, like a licensed facility. So I was making good money. My husband worked a lot. He's military, so that takes some. A, it takes him kind of away from home a lot, and B, just like long hours during the day. And so I was parenting alone a lot, and kind of found myself in some dark places. And some people self-soothe with food or whatever. And I found myself in like soothing myself with alcohol. And I did that for really for a long time. And it got kind of bad. So I made the decision when my husband was deployed for a year. I made the decision about 8 or 10 months into that deployment that I wasn't going to live that way anymore. And, people might call it like, oh, she had a nervous breakdown or whatever, but it just was in a bad place. And so what I decided to do was I just made the decision that I wasn't going to treat my body that way anymore. And that was 8.5 months ago, and I've never looked back, not one day. I was doing home workouts, just kind of a local person was doing it during COVID. She's by trade, she's a personal trainer, and she just started doing everything online. So I signed up for that, and that was like $40 a month or $50 a month. And I was doing that for kind of off and on for like since June, I guess, last June. And then, but still was finding myself in a place where I just didn't have like a community of women, like friendships or accountability that I could kind of latch onto, because part of me still felt like I needed to be a part of something that was bigger than me. And so, long story short, that's kind of what's brought me here to this place. And I have been doing 21 Day Fix now for about 2 weeks. And I love it. And I've like built it into my days. And I've got three people have messaged me already today, like since I just like came out on my first initial post this morning. So in my bones, I feel like this is something that's truly aligned with my belief system and how I approach my relationships with others and how I operate in my own life, which is, treating your body well and kind of like working on your own wellness so that you have something to give to other people.
Thank you. Your story is just like very, very incredible. So thank you for sharing that. I have a question. Did you have any sort of like objections at first, like some hesitancies that you feel like some others might be able to relate to, that you could kind of like, that you overcame? Like you weren't really sure if you wanted to get involved because of this, but now you have overcome that?
Yeah, time. I was like, I don't have time. Like,
Mm.
I don't have time. My kids, the thing is, my biggest excuse has always been my kids don't sleep. My kids have irregular sleep patterns. Like, I can't do this. While my kids are 7 and 3, like that's not something that's gonna change. So like I needed to change. Like that was something I had to really like accept, but the benefits of that. So yeah, I get up at like 5:30. I set my alarm for 5:15, but it's 5:30. I'm up and I do all the things and I have my coffee and I get everything ready and I get myself ready. I get my head in the game and then I press play. So that's like been the biggest thing. Like I just had to get over that I don't have time thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse.
It's funny how we will, like, we want kids so badly, like most of us, some maybe not so much, but we have our children. And then for the next like 15, 20 years, we use them as our reason to why we can't do anything anymore. We
Yeah.
use them as the reason why we can't be successful, why we can't do this, why we'll never become that, why we can't like do certain things and live our life. And it's like, why have we let these children that we wanted so badly now are preventing us from becoming like who we want to be? So, and it's definitely like mindset stuff. So thank you so much for sharing that, Megan. Ali, do you want to share just kind of what it is that we actually do as coaches?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Megan. That was like an amazing story. And Megan, I'm sorry, I'm pointing over here. I don't know where you are. I just have to say her kitchen is like amazing. Her renovation, I just love following it. It was amazing. Okay, so what do we do as coaches? So first and foremost, we need to be a product of the product. And that means we're using our products, we're using our workouts to help ourselves get results. And mindset work too. Like we do a lot of personal development. That is a huge, huge part of this. And I always say, like, I've never done a network marketing company before. I was always the skeptic of like, I will never do something like that. Like, that is not me. But I had no idea what Beachbody was when I started. And I just knew, okay, maybe I can earn some money while I get my workouts done. Like, really, I had no idea. And I started, and my sister was actually like, you're going to have to sell stuff, right? I was like, really? I was like, I don't know, but I'm going to get in shape and make money. Like, I was so naive. And I just started being a product of the product. And like I said, I had the weight to lose. So I dove into my own fitness journey and I just shared it with everybody online. I was so excited because I was feeling so good. I was in such a mom rut. I don't know if that's a thing, but like I had a toddler and a new baby, and I was living for them. I was making snacks all day long, and I don't even know like how long I was wearing my husband's clothes for before I would shower. And I was like, remember rocking the baby. And I was just like, what am I even doing right now? Like, I was unhappy. I love being a mom, but I was like, I have nothing for me. Like, what is filling my cup right now? Like, I had nothing. And once I started doing these workouts and feeling good and becoming a product of the product, I was like, this is exactly what I needed. And so it becomes easy to share about it when it is your lifestyle. So what I find Beachbody different from other companies is that it is a lifestyle. Like, you live, it's not just like you're selling one product, like here's a product. Like, I couldn't share like that every single day. But when you wake up and you're doing your workout, or you do your workout at night and you use our Energize, which is life, I can't even get through the day without it, or you're using our collagen, or you mix up your shake, like that's all part of your daily routine. So you're just going through your day and you're sharing about it. So that's what being a product of the product is. And then, like I said, personal development. And I always tell my team, your level of success will never exceed your level of personal growth. You need to fill up your own cup, because we're constantly doing that in our challenge groups. So we're always encouraging our challengers, and we're helping our team grow, and we're doing this together. But we need something that fills us up and to help build confidence. And I can tell you, I was not this confident person when I started coaching. Like, doing videos like this would terrify me. I never had posted like selfies online. I thought that was super weird. Now go look at my profile. It's just like, boom. I'm like, I don't care. But the thing is, when you grow as a coach and you grow as a person, you start believing in yourself more, and you start dreaming bigger, and you develop confidence that you never knew was in there. You start becoming this person and this version of you that you're super proud of. And a year from now, if you join today and a year from now you look back, you're going to be like, wow, look how far I've come. I think it's more of a personal journey than it even is a business journey. Like, that's like the bonus that you get out of it, is that this is a business. But the first and the most amazing thing that happens is like you become a better person. So that's what we do. We share about it with others. It's not just us. We share on social media, and we're so fortunate that it is free. Like, social media is free. And I used to be a real estate agent years ago, and we had to pay for every little advertisement. We had to pay like brokerage fees. I think it was like $400 a month just to say I was a realtor. And now, like, for a coaching fee, it's $17.95 a month. Like, really? That's insane. And what you get for that, and I'm not supposed to be talking about the money part, but what you get for that is customer service for your clients. If there's something wrong with a product, they deal with customer service. We don't have to have product on hand and like sell it out or deliver it out like I know some companies have to do. So like, that to me alone is like hands down amazing. We get training in there. There's always trainings, and we have weekly inspiring calls on Mondays that everybody is welcome to attend. You have a team to be a part of. It's just like, it's that part of it is like the most amazing thing to me, because I didn't expect it. I thought this was just a business and I get to lose weight and make money. I didn't understand I get a whole huge community with it that came along with it. And that's really cool. And then the fourth thing we do is recognition. We shout out our challengers, our teammates, and you will feel so special when you're on a team and they give you a shout out, like just for doing something good and for doing your job. Like, we get shout outs, we get prizes come in the mail from Beachbody. Like, there's always ways to like get recognized in this business. So as you go along, you'll learn those ways, and there's little goals you can set. But that's basically it. Be a product of the product, do your personal development. And I know you think I don't have time. I listen to mine, because if I read a book, I will fall asleep. No matter what time of day, I'll just fall asleep. So I listen to audiobooks when I'm cooking, when I'm driving all the time. If you're just getting ready for the day, I'll put one on. So that doesn't have to take time. So a couple tips for fitting time in. I know Megan talked a couple, but for me, because I didn't have a baby that slept ever, I would be up in the middle of the night listening to training calls, listening to replays of our team calls, while I was like trying to get him back to sleep. So that's how I fit it in, is in little pockets of time. I didn't have a solid hour throughout the day, but I broke it up and I fit it in when I could. And when I got the kids to sleep, finally, I would log on and do some work then. So that's kind of how I grew it until I started earning some money. And I was like, okay, I'm going to earn enough to pay for one day of daycare a week for the kids. So I did that. And then I would focus that one day of like planning stuff for the week. So there's definitely ways to make it work. And I like the quote that says, entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so you can spend the rest of your life living like most people can't. And that's so true. Everybody is so focused on like the now of like, well, I don't want to give up this show and I love doing that. And I want to go with my friends every weekend. I'm like, that's cool. And you can still have fun doing this. I'm not saying you have to give up your life, but when you make sacrifices like that, like now I have the freedom where 6 years ago, before when I was hustling, now my friends see me and they're like, damn, she gets to work from home. She gets to go on all those trips. Like, that'd be cool. I'm like, yeah, you didn't say that'd be cool back then when I had kids that never slept and I was up working anyway. So it is, you get out of this business what you put into it. But man, it's like sky's the limit. Sky's the freaking limit. I never expected income like this, community like this. Like, I can't say enough about the business. I get real fired up.
No, I think we could actually sit here for like 6 hours and keep talking about this. Like, yeah, it's crazy. This is the last little part and it'll be very, very quick. But I did just put in the chat box in case anybody can't see it, but it's a personal development business with a compensation plan. And Arnaud, who is one of our corporate mentors, he said that to me like several years ago. And I've always remembered that it's a personal development business with a compensation plan. And like, how cool is that? I'm going to talk just very quickly on how we actually earn an income. And this is a very loaded subject, so I'm just going to simplify it for you. But of course, if you have questions, we can always go more in depth. But what I will say, first of all, is, and Ali kind of touched on this, the sky is the limit. There is no cap. So if you are currently employed, you likely have a cap. Like, odds are you have a cap. I have hit my cap as a nurse. When I hit 10 years as a registered nurse, I hit the highest pay level that I will ever hit as a nurse. So the only way to make more money is to work more hours and to pick up more overtime and weekends and holidays and nights. That is not my idea of living a fulfilling life. With Beachbody, there is no cap. You can earn as much as your little heart desires. So the first way that you can earn money is by commission, and you can start earning money literally 5 minutes after you enroll as a coach. So you'll earn commission on any products, programs, nutrition supplements, workouts, everything that we sell has a commission attached to it. Anywhere in between 25 to 40% you will earn as a commission on what you sell. So you can actually start to build a pretty substantial income right from the beginning. But in order to grow like a really significant long-term income, you'll want to eventually start building a team. And that can happen as soon as you want it to, or never. Like, it's totally up to you. So when you do start growing a team, Beachbody pays us a weekly bonus, and it's based on how well your team is doing. And you can start earning this weekly bonus as soon as you have even as little as 2 coaches on your team. You can start benefiting from this bonus. So even within basically your first week as a coach, you could start earning this weekly bonus on top of commissions. And then another way that we earn money is through a quarterly bonus. So this is for qualifying coaches, and it's a quarterly bonus that is paid out, and it ranges anywhere from $800 to $43,000, depending on your rank and where you're at in the business. But there are coaches on both of our teams, us included, Ali and myself, who receive these quarterly bonuses. And they are really, really like amazing. I've never received a bonus for anything. Like I was a nurse for 10 years and I got a pin. Like my CEO gave me a pin and a typed card that I got for saving lives with my hands. I got a pin. Like, are you kidding me? And with this business, not only do we receive like weekly bonuses and quarterly bonuses that are sometimes worth more than most people's year income, but we also are rewarded every month with like prizes and swag and fun little, like we get hoodies and backpacks and water bottles and workout clothes. And we got a Theragun this month, like, which is so cool. We're just always getting little things sent to us, as well as like amazing vacations that we can take our family on, and retreats, and just the travel opportunities in itself is like such a gift. And then you add on the income opportunity. Like it's just, some days like I pinch myself and I'm like, is this actually legit? Like I have found myself in this business that is so giving and so rewarding, and all it requires is for me to show up and continue being my best self, and and my growth. Like if I just keep growing and evolving and helping other women, I will continue to grow my bank account and be incredibly fulfilled in every single area. So that is in a nutshell how we actually earn an income. But does anybody have any questions before we wrap this up? We are open books. So if there is anything, you can unmute yourself or you can just put it in the chat.
I will add one thing, because I should have said this in my what do we do as coaches. Along with working on ourselves, we run what we call challenge groups or boot camps, and you've probably seen these online. So that's how we help people get results too and do it with them. So it's always about like, it's not a come look at me type of business. It's a come join me. Let's do this together. And the way we do that is we have these little private groups. So some people run them on Facebook. Some people run them. We have a Beachbody app that they can run their group right in there. And it's kind of like a Facebook group. And we just do it together and we encourage each other. So we're like, tag me when you get your workout in. And they're tagging you and they're just encouraging others. And all of a sudden you see like these new relationships forming. And like some of my groups, I have girls who have never met, but they're talking every day and they're just like there for high-fiving each other, like virtually. But that's what we do, is so that's how we keep them accountable, is in these online groups. So as a new coach, you could start one your very first month, or you could add your clients. If you have someone that wants to join you and you're not quite ready yet to run your own, you could always work with your coach and do that. So you're not alone when you join this. Like you have a whole team behind you and you have a mentor, you have support. So don't think that just because you get started, you're like, okay, you're good, bye, see ya. Like you'll have training to go through, you'll have a team, and then you'll have help getting set up with your first challenge group. Do you guys have any questions? Like now's the time. I think we're good.
Okay, awesome. Well, so what's next is you will just reach out to the coach who invited you to check out this, this video, whether it's the recording or you're on here live, and then we'll just chat about next steps and the best way to get you started and welcome you into our community. So we are super excited for you, and we really just can't wait to see who's going to join us next.
Have a good afternoon. Bye, Lynn. See you, girl.